Hello, Jimmy here, the Willies. Got here to look at a Peugeot Boxer 18 plate. Okay, so inside the van, I've switched the ignition off so we can see from start. Start it up. See what messages we're getting. Check engine, check AdBlue system, and he's constantly getting up a DPF clean and drive to clean message comes up. And he said sometimes it will go away, but then it will come back again the same day, and then it will come back and go away, come back and go away. But this check AdBlue system has been on. So it's been to Peugeot, and they fitted a new AdBlue tank recently. He said, but this problem has been persistent for over a year now. So he wants me to check it over and see what I can find. For now, I'm going to see if this tool is capable of doing what I'm looking at. It's the Kingbolen K10. I'll put a link in the description where you can buy it. Let's run a smart scan of the vehicle, see what faults we have. So you can see there we've got 5 faults in the engine ECM. Looks like we've got 1 fault in the BSI. Okay, now I just had a chat with a customer as well, and he said what's happened a couple of times is when he's pulling away from a roundabout, the van will accelerate itself really fast, up to full RPMs, and suddenly it'll just go back to normal. So we'll have to see what that issue is. Quite dangerous, that sounds. He said you try and pull away and the van will just accelerate at full RPMs, and he's got to dip the clutch to stop the van from accelerating into the back of the car in front of him. So I've not heard of that problem before. It sounds a bit strange. ADAS, we've got a fault there. Okay, front electric window, okay, not worried about that. ADAS interior left sensor, interior rear right sensor, I'm not sure what that is. Interior sensor, I'm not sure if that means the sensor to detect if someone's movement in the vehicle or something. Code search, let's see what that is. We've got something there that says crankshaft position sensor, but I'm not sure if that's what it is. Transmission pump failure. We've got all sorts of different things coming up here. Right, because that's in the BSI, we're not going to pay too much attention to that for a minute. Hopefully that's not the temperature sensor or anything relating to that, so it's not. It's the only thing in the BSI that usually causes an issue with the engine or DPF. Right, so we've got a P20EE depollution of the DNOx system. I hate that code because it can literally mean anything. P20EE means it's got a high emissions coming out of the exhaust, and the reason for that could be literally anything. Could be that the catalyst has just failed and it needs replacing, which is probably the most common. And then we've got a deterioration of the engine oil, particle filter blocked, depollution of the DNOx system again, and a P16A0, don't know what that is, engine. Doesn't give you much information for that. Read. Code search. Engine oil level too high with too much oil in the engine, or a fault with the turbo itself failing among several other components. Okay, so it's engine oil too high. Oil burning detected. A fail-safe function for the injection to shut off. Alright, so that sounds like what the customers explained about the vehicle revving up. So it sounds like you might have an engine oil level that's so high that it's getting into the cylinders, and the diesel engine will run on diesel oil, so it will just rev up, and it's called a diesel runaway. So the engine will run away on itself. It will accelerate on its own, sometimes to the point of you cannot even switch the car off, and you just got to let it run its course until the engine blows up, or try and stall it by putting it in gear, or smothering the engine by blocking the air inlet, which most customers or general public aren't going to be able to do. Most of those things are not going to think of it. The P20EE I've seen before, a few different faulty DNOx system. NOx sensor, I think I've already got a video on that. It's one of my videos there about the NOx sensor. Okay, so I'm going to go to the data stream, have a look at, we'll start off at exhaust information 1, see what's in here. Additive reservoir volume, engine speed, aging of the particle filter 0%. Let's go to exhaust line information 2. Average distance between last 10 regenerations 118 kilometers. Particle filter is at 15 millibars. Now this engine is got a strange fault where it won't allow me to rev it above sort of 1800 to 1600 RPM. Now let's go to exhaust line information 3. See if there's anything here that sticks out. No. We'll go back. DNOx system information 1. Select all of that. So we've only got 4 bar of pressure in the AdBlue tank, which could mean it's not working, but obviously that could just be disabled because we've got all of these faults here. So what the customer wants me to do here right now is to just clean the DPF, get the DPF in a working condition, and then he wants to look at the DNOx system at a later date, because if it needs another tank, or if it needs another tank, he's going to want to bring that back to Peugeot because they've already replaced that. If it needs a catalyst, you know, he's saying that he can't really afford to pay for the catalyst. So it's me now making a decision on what I can best do in a limited budget, really. Let's go back from there. Did I look in the DNOx system 2 already? Yeah, I did. I don't remember seeing distance remaining before the particle filter. Was that empty? Oh no, it's not. Alright, so it's done 134,000 miles, this one. Looking at the engine, you can see oil around here, and the dipstick isn't inserted correctly, so I might have been losing oil from there. Let's have a look at the dipstick. We'll give it a wipe. That doesn't look good. I don't know what that is on the dipstick there, but I don't know if that's soot or is that engine shavings. I'll have to have a closer look. Right, so the engine oil is better than half an inch above. Yeah, so it's half an inch above where it should be. I think what I've done is, obviously when I've checked the engine oil, I did touch it off of this. Might have picked up some dust from there, so I don't think that was actual soot from the engine. We're going to go back inside. So on the live data I can see the aging of the DNOx catalytic converter has reached its time limit basically, so hopefully if we reset that, the pressure should then increase and the AdBlue system should activate. We'll try that first. I'm going to go to special function, spare part, emissions control. We're going to do first the pre-catalyzer and then the DNOx catalyst. Switch the ignition off now and wait. That's complete, so I'm just going to do replacement of the catalyst now itself, the DNOx cat. Now some of you might be asking, well hang on a minute, I haven't replaced those parts, why am I registering that I've replaced them? Because a lot of the time, especially with these French cars, there is a countdown, so basically you just reset and tell it it's got a new catalyst and suddenly it starts working fine again. That can happen. So obviously before you would want to replace and spend a few grand on a catalyst system, it's worthwhile doing this first and drive the vehicle a couple hundred miles and see what happens. If the problem comes back, you can either replace the system or whatever else you want to do. So that's now successful as well. I'm going to clean out the DPF, so I'm going to do a particle filter replacement as well, just so the vehicle can relearn how the DPF is. Okay, so looking back on the live data here again, got 6 litres of AdBlue engine. We need to wait for that engine to warm up. See downstream of the NOx 20 ppm at the minute. DNOx system 1, let's have a look here again. 80 degrees, so it's on standby at the minute. The AdBlue system is not bleeding up yet. So what we want to see is, we want to see that move to pressurizing, and then this should go up to sort of 5.5 to 6 bar of pressure here. So we're going to hold the revs until that reaches temperature. So I think it's around 82 degrees, and then it should set off. There we go, we have 6 bar of pressure. Now the AdBlue system has activated and it seems to be working just fine. Let's go back into DNOx system 2 again. I mean, that seems to be working fine to me. Now, like I'll say, DPFs are sort of my area. DNOx, AdBlue systems, I do know a lot about, but I'm not in no way an expert on the systems. But from what I can see there, DNOx downstream is 20 ppms, which should be normal. That is about normal, what you normally see on these, on a working system. I've looked at working systems on these and studied them, and it is exactly what I see here. Everything else looks fine. Now, what I'm going to do to cure the problems, or just some of the problems for now at least, and hopefully the DNOx system fault doesn't come back, what he needs at the minute is a DPF clean and an oil change to get down that oil down to where it should be. There is oil dilution which has raised the engine oil level up a bit too much, and that's because the DPF is constantly trying to clean itself. So if we clean it out, it's going to help keep the level down, and it shouldn't then keep giving an oil dilution problem. Hopefully not. Obviously there is a chance that he could have a damaged turbo, which is then leaking oil into the DPF, into the cylinders and making the engine run away. But I think it's mainly down to the fact that the oil level is just way too high. Now, only on these Peugeot Citroën vehicles I've got the ability to go into the system if need be, if the customer wants to do that, and you can go to configuration. And what I can do with these is I can revert these back to a Euro 5, so you can disable the AdBlue system, and if the option is here in the configurations, stop start, cooling system, cruise control, it doesn't look like it is on this model, diesel filter, heating, no. So you know, you can disable some stuff on here, and ask on some models it'll ask you, you know, is it Euro 5, do you want it to be Euro 5 or Euro 6, and you can change that. But it doesn't look like I've got the option here on this one. What you can also do is go back into the BSI and check from there, because sometimes you can change it from the BSI unit, not the ECU. I'm not going to do that here today. I'm just going to show you if it's possible. No, it's not. Okay, we don't have the option there either. So we're going to clean the DPF, get the oil level down to where it should be, and hopefully that should be the rest of the problem sorted. Obviously the DNOx system faults can appear because you've got other faults, like the DPF's blocked and the oil level's risen, so the vehicle then goes into a limp mode. He said that's the first time in 12 months he's seen the vehicle rev over 1700 RPM. So if he's been driving it around like that, and he's driven down to me from a couple of hours away in that condition, you know, with your engine light on, everything shuts down. You could see there that the DNOx system was all shut down, and now I've got that to reactivate. It should be fine. So customer says here he's been getting it serviced at Peugeot every 32,000 miles, which is a bit ridiculous. Okay, so got the oil and filter out here. We'll get some new ones fitted now. Right, now I'm going to clean the DPF using this cleaning kit from Launch UK, which is a bottle of DPF cleaning fluid and a pressurized gun that's attached to a compressor at 130 psi. So just come under the van here, and I've disconnected the pressure pipe that goes into the DPF, and I can attach my own pipe here, just like that. Now we can get the trigger on here, squeeze it, we'll get the DPF filled up with this fluid. That is the DPF there, and you can see the new tank that's been fitted recently. That's the AdBlue tank there. Right, that's the new filter gone in there from Blueprint. That is the engine oil we used there, that's come from Bennett's. Right, now I'm going to start the engine up, let it idle for a minute, then we'll check the engine oil level again. Okay, now we're going to get inside, hold the revs up at 3000 RPM, get that on the graph, try and hold it there steady. We'll watch the pressure, see if that comes down to where we want it to be. Okay, so now we're sitting at 44 millibars on revs, and we'll let that idle back down. We're sitting around about 7 or 8 millibars there. Now we can come back and clear all of the faults again. Just read, make sure if we got any faults. We've still got the particle filter faults in there. Let's try clear that. Okay, we've got all of the fault codes cleared. Engine light's gone. Sounds like we've got a little bit of a turbo noise there. Just going to try and clear all of the faults in the BSI. Take the vehicle on a test drive for maybe 5 to 10 miles or so. Okay, so we've got the message back there for the parking sensors not available. Apart from that, the vehicle is driving absolutely perfect. Got all of the power back, and obviously for a few minutes there we did get some smoke. That has now died away. And then obviously one last check to make sure that the fault codes have cleared, and we should be all done. So that's it, Peugeot Boxer all finished, and I'll see you on the next video.